Welcome to Eagle News. Hello, I'm Adwick.
I'm Joey.
I'm Jay.
We are so glad you could join us today. In today's episode, we will report about Eversole Run Middle School news, national news, Ohio news, teacher focus, science news, riddles, technology news, and much, much more.
In Eversole Middle School news, we wanted to let you know that the Student Council is hosting a Spirit Week during the week of December 13th through 17th. The themes for each day are below. Monday, Eversole Spirit Day. Wear your Eversole gear or colors. Tuesday, wear your favorite holiday colors. Wednesday, Wacky Wednesday. Wear crazy hair, crazy socks, and mismatched clothes. Thursday, Ugly Sweater Day. And Friday, Pajama Day. In U.S. news, Big John is the world's biggest Triceratops skeleton. It was sold to an American collector in Paris, France. The sale happened on October 21st. The buyer paid 6.6 million euros. That's 7.7 million US dollars. This is a record. The dinosaur was over 66 million years old. It was found in 2014 in South Dakota. The Triceratops was a herbivore. It is known for having 3 horns on the head. Guinness World Records says Big John is the largest known Triceratops. Big John died in an ancient floodplain near a river. Its bones sank into the mud. The mud preserved them. Big John's skeleton is 7.15 meters long. That is about 23 feet. It stands 2.7 meters high at the hips. That is about 8 feet. The skull makes up more than 1/3 of its total length. The 2 large horns are over 1.1 meter long. That's about 3.6 feet.
In world news, Cameron Gardner loved her old Navy jeans. However, there was one thing about them that she didn't love. The pockets were sewn shut and she wanted to change that. Cameron is from Bentonville, Arkansas. Now she is getting a lot of attention. People all around the country have heard about her. This is because she persuaded the clothing company Old Navy to consider her request. She wanted them to stop making girls' jeans with fake pockets. In mid-January 2021, Cameron started thinking about putting her concerns in a letter. She had been learning how to write persuasively in school. Persuasive writing helps a reader change their mind about something. In fact, Cameron had been trying it out on her parents. Cameron was excited to hear back from Old Navy. She even took the note and the pants to school on show and tell day.
In language arts news, learning the art of writing and delivering a great speech is important. A good speech isn't just about great rhetoric. You need the right timing, a good message, structure, and other essential components. Master your public speaking skills with these 7 keys to a good speech. Key number 1, ensure your speech has a point. Your audience is giving you their time, so make sure you're not wasting it with a speech that has no point. Nearly everyone has heard the speech and walked away wondering what it was really about. Do not make this mistake. Make sure you have a point, but avoid having too many points, since too many messages can be problematic as well. Key number 2, connect with your audience. Although you're the one giving the speech, you have to think of your speech as a conversation. You must connect with your audience. This can be done through eye contact, but use language your audience feels comfortable with, and avoid talking down to your audience. Key number 3, have the right tone. Having the right tone for your message is so important when you're delivering a speech. Think about who your audience is and why they're listening to you. What does your audience want? According to Forbes, whether your goal is to challenge, entertain, motivate, or inform, you must have the right tone. Key number 4, focus on good. Structure a great speech needs a good structure, which means your speech should have a beginning, a middle, and an ending. Audience often react best when you tell them in the beginning what you plan to share, and then you can offer mileposts throughout the speech. Don't just dive into the topic. Start by giving your main points and letting the audience know how you arrange your speech. Key number 5, capture people with a story. People react to stories. Stories grab attention. Use stories within your speeches to capture your audience. Stories not only offer a great way to start a speech, but they can be woven into your speech to illustrate points and appeal to the emotions of your audience. Key number 6, practice and revise. Spend plenty of time practicing your speech and revising as necessary. Practicing gives you the chance to find areas of your speech that need work so you can revise them and make a better connection. Key number 7, leave your audience wanting more. Too many speakers talk for too long. You want to leave your audience wanting more, so keep your speech a bit on the shorter side.
On this date in history, in 1906, President Theodore Roosevelt became the first American to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for helping mediate an end to the Russo-Japanese War.
In Eagles sports news, last week was a great week in the world of Eversole Eagle athletics. On Wednesday, our wrestling squad won their first match in school history as they defeated Buckeye Valley 51-32. Great job, boys. On Thursday, our 7th grade boys basketball team earned their first basketball win in school history with their 39-38 win over Delaware Dempsey. Our competition cheerleading squad travels to Heath High School on Sunday for their 3rd competition of the season. Good luck, ladies. We have another packed schedule for next week. Have a great weekend and go Eagles.
In science news, what's a simple machine? A simple machine is a mechanical device that changes the direction or the magnitude of a force. In general, they can be defined as the simplest mechanisms that use mechanical advantage, also called leverage, to multiply force. A simple machine uses a single applied force to do work against a single load force. Ignoring friction loses the work done on the load is equal to the work done by the force. The machine can increase the amount of output force at the cost of a proportional decrease in the distance moved by the load. The ratio of the output to the applied force is called mechanical advantage. Simple machines can be regarded as the elementary building blocks, of which all more complicated machines, sometimes called compound machines, are composed. For example, wheels, levers, and pulleys are all used in the mechanism of a bicycle. The mechanical advantage of a compound machine is just the product of the mechanical advantages of the simplest machines of which it is composed.
In math news, what is a linear equation? Just like any other equation, a linear equation is made up of two expressions set equal to each other. There are some key features common to all linear equations. A linear equation only has one or two variables. No variable in a linear equation is raised to a power greater than 1 or used as a denominator of a fraction. When you find pairs of values that make a linear equation true and plot those pairs on the coordinate grid, all of the points lie on the same line. The graph of a linear equation is a straight line. A linear equation in two variables can be described as a linear relationship between x and y, that is, two variables in which the value of one of them, usually y, depends on the value of the other one, usually x. In this case, x is the independent variable and y depends on it, so y is called the dependent variable.
For this week's weekly riddle, if there are 4 sheep, 2 dogs, and 1 herdsman, how many feet are there? Answer, 2. Sheep have hooves, dogs have paws, only people have feet.
Hi, I'm Joey, and this is this weekend's weather. On Friday, there's a high of 53 and a low of 52 with a 70% chance of rain. On Saturday, we got a high of 61 with a low of 29 and a 60% chance of rain. And on Sunday, we got a high of 46, a low of 31, and a 0% chance of rain. Have a great weekend, Eagles. In social studies news, what was the Oregon Trail? The Oregon Trail was a wagon road stretching 2,170 miles from Missouri to Oregon to Willamette Valley. It was not a road in any modern sense, only parallel ruts spreading across Henley Prairie, sagebrush, desert, and mountains. From the 1840s through the 1880s, thousands trekked westward carrying only a few belongings and supplies for the journey, and settling on the western frontier forever changing the American West. The first Europeans and Euro-Americans to see the far west were mountain men, trappers, overland explorers, and maritime explorers of the fur trade era. Maps and reports published information about landscapes and resources. Fur trading posts began to spring up throughout the interior. John Jacob Astor of the American Fur Company established Astoria on the west coast in 1811, and the next year sent Robert Stewart eastward with the dispatches. Weaving together a series of Indian trails, Stewart found South Pass through the Rockies, a route with an elevation of 7,000 feet and easy grades, which allowed passage through this world barrier. Stewart's route would ultimately become the Oregon Trail. The Oregon Trail has attracted such interest because it is a central feature of one of the largest mass migrations of people in American history. Between 1840 and 1860, from 300,000 to 400,000 travelers used a 2,000-mile overland valley to reach Willamette Valley, Puget Sound, Utah, and California destinations.
In National Day calendar news, today is Dewey Decimal System Day. Human Rights Day, Nobel Prize Day, National Salesperson Day.
In health news, what are antibiotics? Antibiotics are medicines that help stop infections caused by bacteria. They do this by killing the bacteria or by keeping them from copying themselves or reproducing. The word antibiotic means against life. Any drug that kills germs in your body is technically an antibiotic, but most people use the term when they're talking about medicine that is meant to kill bacteria. Before scientists first discovered antibiotics in the 1920s, many people died from minor bacterial infections, like strep throat. Surgery was riskier, too. But after antibiotics became available in the 1940s, life expectancy increased, surgeries got safer, and people could survive what used to be deadly infections. Most bacteria that lives in your body are harmless. Some are even helpful. Still, bacteria can infect almost any organ. Fortunately, antibiotics can usually help. Only bacterial infections can be killed with antibiotics. The common cold, flu, most coughs, some bronchitis infections, most sore throats, and the stomach flu are all caused by viruses. Antibiotics won't work to treat them. Your doctor will tell you either to wait these illnesses out or prescribe antiviral drugs to help you get rid of them.
In social and emotional news, having a positive attitude is very important in life. A positive attitude is the first step to having a growth mindset. By having a positive attitude, kids can learn to be more optimistic and see the bright side of things. Strategies to teach having a positive attitude. Model having a positive attitude, even when things don't go as planned. For example, I was really looking forward to outdoor recess today, but now I'm excited to play some chess instead. I will remember this.
Now it's time for this week's Eagle Recognition Awards. Each week we will pull out 6 Eagle Recognition Award winners. If your name is pulled, please come down to the office to see Mrs. Moses to claim your prize.
This week's Regal Recognition Awards. Shrikesh Maskula for being service-minded and ownership by Mr. Irwin.
Sophia Santiago for showing ownership by Miss Savage.
Gavin Mullins for showing ownership and respect by Mrs. Smith.
Julia DeMattis for showing service-mindedness by Phelps.
Robin Wang for showing ownership by Mrs. Savage.
And Mason Sargel for showing servant-mindedness by Mrs. Heath. If your name was called, come down to the office to claim your prize.
Well, that's the Eagle News for today. If you have a story you would like to have featured on Eagle News, please let Mr. McNeil know. Here at Eversole, we are creating a community of excellence by being positive, working hard, and respecting the uniqueness of ourselves and each other. See you next week and have an amazing day.